Kindness embodiment for the guardian leader. The guardian. ISTJ, Enneagram 1. Principle of kindness. Outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. Imagine the guardian working on a high-stakes project where the pressure to meet deadlines and maintain quality is immense. Normally, the guardian might push themselves hard, striving for perfection and potentially feeling stressed about any minor mistakes. However, by practicing self-kindness, the guardian allows themselves to acknowledge that they are doing their best under challenging circumstances. Instead of self-criticism when a mistake occurs, they focus on learning from it and moving forward with compassion for themselves. Impact. This self-compassion leads to less burnout, better decision-making, and a healthier work-life balance. It also models to others that mistakes are part of growth, fostering a culture of continuous improvement rather than fear of failure. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. A team member misses a deadline due to personal challenges. Normally, the guardian might enforce strict adherence to deadlines, expecting full accountability. However, in embodying kindness, the guardian listens to the team member's challenges and offers understanding. They provide support, perhaps by temporarily redistributing some workload or offering flexible deadlines, allowing the person to manage both personal and professional responsibilities. Impact. This compassionate response fosters loyalty and trust within the team. It creates a safe space where employees feel valued not only for their productivity, but also as individuals. Long-term, this leads to higher engagement and stronger team cohesion. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. The guardian is in charge of implementing new workplace policies. Normally, they might focus solely on efficiency and compliance, prioritizing organizational needs over personal concerns. However, by embodying kindness, the guardian actively considers the human impact of these policies. They hold consultations with employees to understand their needs and concerns, ensuring the policies take employee well-being into account, such as flexible working hours or mental health support. Impact. This approach creates a workplace culture that values employee welfare alongside productivity. It reduces stress and fosters a sense of community where employees feel their voices are heard and their well-being matters, leading to higher morale and long-term retention. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. In a team meeting, the guardian notices that certain members are quieter and less engaged. Normally, they might proceed with the agenda, focusing on efficiency and task completion. However, by embracing kindness, the guardian pauses to directly engage these quieter members, asking for their input and creating a more inclusive environment. They may also follow up with individuals after the meeting to check on their well-being and ensure they feel comfortable sharing ideas in the future. Impact. This shift towards deeper engagement can lead to the discovery of valuable insights from team members who otherwise might not have spoken up. It creates an inclusive, supportive atmosphere where all team members feel valued, which increases collaboration and innovation. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The guardian is responsible for handling a conflict between two employees. Normally, their focus might be on enforcing rules and resolving the issue as quickly as possible. However, by embodying kindness, the guardian approaches the situation with empathy. Instead of just addressing the surface issue, they seek to understand the root causes of the conflict, listening to both employees' perspectives and emotions. They offer a solution that acknowledges and respects the feelings of both parties, promoting healing and understanding rather than just conflict resolution. Impact. This compassionate approach leads to deeper reconciliation and a more harmonious workplace. Rather than simply fixing the problem, the guardian creates an environment where employees feel heard and understood, which can prevent future conflicts and strengthen workplace relationships. Profound difference. By embodying kindness in these ways, the guardian transforms from a purely process-driven leader into one who balances structure with compassion. Each act of kindness leads to deeper connections, more resilient teams, and a workplace that prioritizes the well-being of its members. This approach fosters loyalty, creativity, and long-term success in a way that pure efficiency cannot. Kindness embodiment for the visionary leader. The visionary, ENTP, Enneagram 7, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The visionary often takes on multiple projects and enjoys exploring new ideas. Normally, they might feel overwhelmed or frustrated when things don't progress as quickly as they'd like. By practicing self-kindness, the visionary acknowledges that their energy and ideas are valuable, even if not every project succeeds or moves at the pace they desire. They give themselves space to rest and reflect, appreciating their creativity rather than being self-critical about unfinished tasks. Impact. This self-kindness leads to a more sustainable creative process. Instead of burning out, the visionary maintains their innovative spirit while fostering a healthier relationship with their work. This also models for others the importance of balancing creativity with self-care. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. During a brainstorming session, the visionary introduces bold ideas, but a team member hesitates to participate or seems uncomfortable with the fast pace. Normally, the visionary might push forward with their own agenda, excited about their concept. However, in embodying kindness, they take a moment to engage the team member, asking for their perspective and ensuring they feel comfortable contributing at their own pace. Impact. By showing compassion and valuing different viewpoints, the visionary creates a more inclusive and supportive environment. This leads to greater collaboration and encourages quieter or less confident team members to share their ideas, which can lead to more well-rounded and innovative solutions. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The visionary is known for thinking outside the box and driving innovative change. Normally, they might push for sweeping reforms without fully considering how those changes impact others. However, by embodying kindness, the visionary takes the time to understand how their ideas will affect the community. For example, when implementing a new technology, they ensure that those who are less familiar with it are given training and support to adapt to the change. Impact. This compassionate approach to innovation ensures that the visionary's ideas lead to positive outcomes without causing an unnecessary stress or disruption. By considering the needs of everyone involved, they create a more inclusive and supportive path to progress, fostering a sense of unity and collective growth. 4. Expanding engagement. Practical display. In a team setting, the visionary often brings energy and enthusiasm to new projects. Normally, they might focus on the excitement of launching something new without deeply engaging with how team members feel about the direction. By embodying kindness, the visionary makes an effort to connect with each team member, ensuring they feel heard and valued. They might take the time to have one-on-one conversations, understanding each person's concerns or ideas and integrating them into the vision. Impact. This deeper connection fosters trust and encourages a more collaborative and engaged team. When people feel their input is valued, they are more likely to invest fully in the project, which can lead to more creative and effective outcomes. It also creates an environment where everyone feels like they are part of the vision, not just following orders. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The visionary is passionate about change and often moves quickly toward their goals. Normally, they might push others to keep up, potentially leaving those who need more time to process or adapt behind. By embodying kindness, the visionary slows down to understand the needs of those around them, offering support and guidance. For example, they may adjust timelines to ensure that everyone feels comfortable and confident in their roles. Impact. Acting with love and understanding allows the visionary to maintain momentum while ensuring that no one is left behind. This approach strengthens relationships within the team or organization and creates a culture where everyone is uplifted, leading to more sustainable and meaningful progress. Profound difference. By incorporating kindness, the visionary shifts from being a fast-paced innovator to a compassionate leader who ensures that change benefits everyone involved. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, valuing others' perspectives, or showing patience, creates an environment where creativity thrives alongside empathy. This leads to innovation that is not only forward-thinking, but also inclusive and supportive, benefiting the community at large. Kindness embodiment for the strategist leader. 3. The strategist and TJ Enneagram 5, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The strategist is known for their focus on long-term planning and high standards. Normally, they might become frustrated when things don't go according to plan, or when they feel they are falling behind. By practicing self-kindness, the strategist can allow themselves to make adjustments to their plan without feeling like they've failed. They can reflect on the fact that not every strategy unfolds perfectly and give themselves the grace to learn from these situations, rather than being overly critical. Impact. This self-kindness leads to greater flexibility and resilience. The strategist will be able to adapt to unexpected changes with a clearer mind and without unnecessary stress, resulting in a more effective long-term approach. It also demonstrates to others the importance of balance between precision and personal well-being. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. A team member struggles with understanding a complex part of a project that the strategist designed. Normally, the strategist might focus on efficiency and expect the team member to catch up quickly. However, by embodying kindness, the strategist takes the time to explain the concept in a more accessible way, perhaps breaking it down into manageable steps or offering additional resources for support. Impact. This compassionate approach encourages team growth and development. Instead of feeling lost or inadequate, the team member feels supported and empowered to improve. It fosters an environment of learning and growth, leading to better team cohesion and long-term success. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The strategist is often involved in shaping large-scale plans, whether for a business, organization, or personal project. Normally, they may prioritize efficiency and outcomes over how those plans might impact individuals. By embodying kindness, the strategist takes into account the human side of their strategies, considering how changes or systems affect the well-being of those involved. For instance, when implementing a new policy, they ensure that adequate time and resources are provided to help people adjust. Impact. This approach ensures that the success of the strategy is inclusive and considers the broader impact on the community. By incorporating empathy into their plans, the strategist creates systems that are not only effective, but also considerate of the people they affect, leading to greater support and smoother transitions. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. In meetings or strategic discussions, the strategist may typically focus on facts, data, and outcomes, sometimes overlooking personal dynamics. By embodying kindness, they take the time to engage with team members on a personal level, acknowledging their perspectives, emotions, and individual contributions. They might check in with team members after meetings to understand how they feel about the strategy and to ensure they're engaged and supported. Impact. This deeper engagement fosters trust and loyalty within the team. When team members feel personally connected and supported, they are more likely to contribute meaningfully to the strategic goals. It also opens up the possibility for more creative and diverse input as people feel valued beyond their immediate tasks. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The strategist faces a situation where a team member is struggling to meet expectations. Normally, they might focus on solving the problem through logical steps, or even replacing the person if they don't meet the required standards. However, by acting with love and understanding, the strategist approaches the team member with empathy, seeking to understand the underlying reasons for the struggles. They offer guidance, mentorship, or resources to help the person improve. Impact. This compassionate response leads to a more supportive environment where people feel valued for their potential rather than judged solely on immediate performance. By nurturing growth in others, the strategist not only helps the individual improve, but also creates a stronger, more loyal team capable of achieving long-term success together. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, The strategist evolves from a purely results-driven leader into one who balances strategic thinking with compassion. Each act of kindness, whether it's being flexible with themselves, supporting team members' growth, or considering the human impact of their strategies, creates an environment where long-term goals are achieved with empathy and understanding. This leads to a stronger, more connected team and strategies that are sustainable and considerate of all involved. Kindness embodiment for the architect leader. 4. The architect, ENTJ, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The architect is a driven, results-oriented leader who thrives on building complex strategies and achieving goals. Normally, when a plan doesn't go as expected, they may push themselves to work harder, viewing any setback as a personal failure. By practicing self-kindness, the architect can step back, recognize that setbacks are a natural part of growth, and allow themselves to adjust without harsh self-judgment. They accept that even well-laid plans may encounter obstacles, and that learning from these moments is key to long-term success. Impact. This self-compassion helps the architect maintain their vision without burning out or becoming overly critical of themselves. It allows them to stay focused on their goals with a healthier mindset, and it demonstrates resilience to their team. By being kind to themselves, they model balance and adaptability, encouraging others to approach challenges with patience and understanding. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The architect leads a high-performing team and has high expectations for their work. Normally, they might push the team to meet deadlines without considering individual challenges. By embodying kindness, the architect takes the time to check in with team members, understanding their workload and potential personal struggles. Instead of focusing solely on productivity, they offer support, adjust expectations where needed, and provide resources to help team members manage their tasks effectively. Impact. This compassionate leadership fosters a supportive, trusting environment where team members feel valued beyond their output. It leads to increased loyalty, engagement, and ultimately better performance, as employees feel understood and empowered to succeed without feeling overwhelmed. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The architect is often focused on large-scale projects, aiming to build structures and systems that have a significant impact. Normally, they may prioritize efficiency and effectiveness without deeply considering how their decisions affect individuals or communities. By embodying kindness, the architect ensures that their projects not only achieve results, but also contribute positively to the well-being of those affected. For example, in a business restructuring, they may create transition plans that provide adequate support and resources for employees, rather than focusing solely on profit and efficiency. Impact. This compassionate approach ensures that the architect's work benefits society as a whole, not just the organization. By building systems that care for people and communities, the architect leaves a lasting positive legacy, creating structures that promote both success and humanity. This approach generates goodwill, which enhances the long-term sustainability of their projects. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. During meetings or strategic planning sessions, the architect may typically focus on driving the agenda and ensuring that decisions are made efficiently. By embodying kindness, they intentionally take time to engage with their team on a deeper level. They might invite open feedback, listen to concerns, and make an effort to understand each team member's point of view. The architect could hold one-on-one sessions to ensure that everyone feels heard and that their input is valued. Impact. This deeper connection fosters a stronger, more cohesive team. When team members feel truly heard and understood, they are more likely to contribute meaningfully to the project, share their ideas, and collaborate effectively. This engagement builds a more unified vision and ensures that the strategy benefits from diverse perspectives, ultimately leading to more innovative solutions. High 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The architect is faced with a situation where a team member is consistently underperforming. Normally, they might focus on the person's failure to meet standards and consider replacing them to maintain productivity. By acting with love and understanding, the architect seeks to understand the root cause of the problem, offering mentorship, guidance, or additional training rather than punitive measures. They take time to listen to the person's challenges and work together on a solution that allows the team member to grow and succeed. Impact. This compassionate response builds trust and loyalty within the team. Instead of feeling threatened by underperformance, team members feel supported and motivated to improve. The architect's leadership fosters a culture of development and growth, leading to stronger performance across the board and a more resilient team. This long-term investment in people strengthens the organization's ability to adapt and thrive. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the architect transforms from a results-oriented strategist into a compassionate leader who balances ambition with empathy. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, supporting team members' development, or considering the human impact of their projects, leads to stronger relationships, more sustainable success, and a positive impact on the wider community. This approach allows the architect to build not only successful systems, but also supportive environments where everyone can thrive. Kindness embodiment for the executor leader. 5. ESTJ Enneagram 8. Principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The executor thrives on efficiency and results, often taking pride in their ability to get things done. Normally, they may feel frustrated or disappointed when they don't meet their own high standards of performance. By practicing self-kindness, the executor recognizes that perfection is not always attainable and that it's okay to have setbacks. Instead of pushing themselves relentlessly, they take time to reflect, rest, and recharge, knowing that self-care will make them more effective in the long run. Impact. This shift to self-compassion allows the executor to sustain their drive without burning out. By giving themselves grace, they maintain energy and focus for future tasks, demonstrating resilience to their team. It shows that being kind to oneself is essential for long-term success, not just short-term gains. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The executor is often in charge of teams and may normally focus on enforcing deadlines and high standards. In a situation where a team member is struggling with a task, they might initially push for quicker results. By embodying kindness, the executor takes the time to understand the underlying issue and offers assistance, such as reallocating resources, mentoring, or allowing extra time for completion. They focus on helping the team member succeed rather than just meeting the deadline. Impact. This compassionate approach builds trust and loyalty within the team. Team members feel supported rather than pressured, leading to a stronger sense of collaboration and willingness to perform. It enhances morale and ultimately leads to better productivity, as people are empowered rather than overwhelmed. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The executor may oversee large-scale operations or projects, often focusing on outcomes and results. Normally, they might prioritize operational efficiency over individual well-being. By embodying kindness, the executor considers the broader impact of their actions on the people involved. For example, when restructuring a department, they could implement policies that ensure employees are treated fairly, receive ample notice, and have access to support services during the transition, rather than simply focusing on cost-cutting measures. Impact. This kind-hearted approach fosters a culture of respect and fairness, showing that leadership can prioritize both results and human dignity. This not only improves relationships within the organization, but also strengthens its reputation, creating long-term goodwill and loyalty. 4. Practical display. In meetings, the executor might normally drive the agenda and push for action without leaving much room for discussion. By embodying kindness, they take the time to invite feedback, listen to concerns, and ensure all voices are heard. For example, they might ask quieter team members for their input or hold follow-up sessions to ensure that everyone feels included and valued in the decision-making process. Impact. This creates a more inclusive work environment where team members feel valued and respected. The increased engagement fosters stronger collaboration and innovation, as more perspectives contribute to the project's success. It also helps create a culture where people feel connected to the larger mission, enhancing team morale and unity. 5. Acting with love and understanding, practical display. The executor may face a situation where a subordinate makes a significant mistake, potentially affecting the project's outcome. Normally, their instinct might be to reprimand the individual and focus on fixing the problem as quickly as possible. By acting with love and understanding, the executor approaches the situation with empathy, seeking to understand what led to the mistake. They offer guidance and mentorship to help the individual learn from the error and improve, instead of focusing solely on the consequences. Impact. This compassionate leadership style not only helps the individual grow, but also creates a supportive and trusting work environment. Employees feel safe to take responsibility and learn from their mistakes, which leads to stronger performance in the future. This approach also fosters loyalty, as team members are more likely to stay committed to a leader who invests in their personal and professional growth. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the executor transitions from a results-driven leader to one who balances efficiency with empathy and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, supporting team members through challenges, or considering the human impact of their decisions, leads to a more motivated and loyal team, better long-term outcomes, and a stronger sense of community. This approach allows the executor to achieve their goals while creating an environment where people feel valued and supported. Kindness embodiment for the innovator leader. 6. The innovator, ENFP Enneagram 7, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The innovator thrives on creativity and new ideas, constantly seeking fresh perspectives. However, they may become frustrated when their ideas are not immediately embraced or when they hit creative roadblocks. Normally, they might push themselves to generate more ideas without taking a break. By practicing self-kindness, the innovator accepts that creativity ebbs and flows and that taking time to recharge is essential. They allow themselves to step away from a project, trusting that inspiration will return. Impact. This self-compassion prevents burnout and preserves their creative energy. By taking time for self-care, the innovator can approach their work with renewed enthusiasm and a fresh perspective. This mindset shift encourages sustainable creativity and models the importance of balance and self-kindness for their team. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. During brainstorming sessions, the innovator may normally focus on generating as many ideas as possible, sometimes overwhelming team members who may not think as quickly or creatively. By embodying kindness, the innovator slows down to engage with others at their pace, encouraging participation without pressure. They offer supportive feedback and ensure that quieter team members have the space to contribute their ideas without feeling rushed or overshadowed. Impact. This approach fosters a more inclusive and collaborative environment where everyone feels valued and heard. By offering compassion and patience, the innovator brings out the best in their team, leading to more diverse and innovative solutions. It also strengthens team dynamics by creating a space where creativity can flourish in its own time. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The innovator often introduces new projects or ideas that can disrupt traditional ways of thinking. Normally, they might push for rapid change, focused on the potential benefits of innovation. By embodying kindness, the innovator takes time to consider how their changes will affect those around them, both immediately and in the long term. For instance, when launching a new initiative, they could involve the community in the process, ensuring that everyone feels included and supported during the transition. Impact. This compassionate approach ensures that innovation is both forward-thinking and considerate of the community's needs. By involving others in the process, the innovator creates buy-in and reduces resistance to change, making the transition smoother and more successful. This fosters trust and strengthens relationships between leaders and the broader community. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. In their excitement to bring new ideas to life, the innovator might normally focus on moving projects forward quickly, sometimes overlooking how others feel about the changes. By embodying kindness, the innovator takes the time to engage with team members and stakeholders on a deeper level. They check in with how people feel about the project's direction and offer reassurance or adjustments where necessary. This could include hosting open forums or feedback sessions to make sure everyone feels connected to the innovation process. Impact. This deeper engagement fosters stronger collaboration and ensures that everyone feels part of the process. When people feel genuinely connected and heard, they are more likely to embrace change and contribute their best ideas. It also leads to more thoughtful innovation, where everyone's concerns and ideas are taken into account, creating a more inclusive outcome. Now 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The innovator may face a situation where their bold ideas are met with resistance or skepticism from others. Normally, they might feel frustrated and push harder to prove their point. By acting with love and understanding, the innovator acknowledges the concerns of others and takes time to listen. Instead of dismissing their hesitation, they offer reassurance, explaining their vision in a way that addresses fears and builds trust. For example, they could hold additional meetings to fully explain the benefits of the change and answer questions. Impact. This compassionate response diffuses tension and builds stronger relationships with team members or stakeholders. By approaching resistance with empathy and understanding, the innovator fosters trust and openness, making it easier for others to embrace new ideas. It creates a more harmonious work environment where creativity and change are welcomed rather than feared. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the innovator evolves from a high-energy creator into a compassionate leader who balances bold ideas with empathy and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's being patient with themselves, supporting their team's creative process, or ensuring that change is inclusive, leads to a more sustainable and harmonious approach to innovation. This results in a creative environment where ideas are not only generated, but nurtured and appreciated by all involved, driving progress that benefits everyone. Kindness embodiment for the administrator leader. 7. The administrator, ISTJ Enneagram 1, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The administrator thrives on structure, order, and precision. Normally, they might be hard on themselves when things don't go exactly according to plan, or when unforeseen issues disrupt their meticulously crafted schedules. By practicing self-kindness, the administrator learns to be more flexible with themselves, recognizing that perfection is not always attainable and that adjustments are sometimes necessary. They give themselves grace when things deviate from the plan and view setbacks as opportunities to grow. This self-kindness reduces the stress and pressure the administrator places on themselves, fostering a healthier mindset. By accepting imperfections, they approach tasks with greater ease and adaptability, modeling a balanced approach to structure for their team. This shift not only improves their personal well-being, but also enhances their leadership by demonstrating that flexibility and self-compassion are part of effective management. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The administrator leads with a focus on rules and procedures. Normally, when a team member struggles to meet expectations, they might enforce strict adherence to standards without considering individual challenges. By embodying kindness, the administrator offers support and understanding, recognizing that not everyone works the same way. For instance, if a team member is behind on a deadline due to personal challenges, the administrator could offer flexibility, guidance, or additional resources to help them meet their goals. Impact. This compassionate approach builds a supportive work environment where team members feel valued as individuals, not just for their productivity. It encourages loyalty and improves morale as employees see that their well-being matters as much as the end results. This leads to a more motivated and engaged team, ultimately improving performance and cohesion. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The administrator often works behind the scenes, ensuring that systems and structures run smoothly. Normally, they may prioritize efficiency and adherence to rules over the human impact of their decisions. By embodying kindness, the administrator makes sure that the systems they implement are not only effective but also considerate of the people they affect. For example, when rolling out new organizational policies, they take the time to gather feedback and ensure that the policies are fair and considerate of everyone's needs, including those who may be affected the most. Impact. This approach creates systems that are both functional and human-centered, promoting fairness and inclusivity within the organization. By considering the well-being of the individuals within the system, the administrator creates a culture of care and respect. This ensures that organizational goals are met without sacrificing the values of compassion and empathy, leading to more sustainable and community-focused success. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The administrator often focuses on processes and ensuring everything runs according to plan. Normally, they might overlook the need for deeper engagement with their team, prioritizing tasks over personal connection. By embodying kindness, the administrator takes time to check in with team members on a personal level, ensuring that they feel heard and supported. For example, they could hold regular one-on-one meetings to discuss not only work, but also personal well-being, fostering a sense of connection and care. Impact. This personal engagement builds stronger relationships within the team, fostering a sense of trust and support. Team members who feel personally connected to their leader are more likely to be motivated and contribute meaningfully to the organization's goals. This approach also creates a more open and communicative work environment where issues can be addressed collaboratively, leading to smoother operations and a more cohesive team. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The administrator may face a situation where a team member makes a significant error that disrupts a project. Normally, they might respond by focusing on correcting the mistake and reinforcing the importance of following procedures. By acting with love and understanding, the administrator takes a step back to consider the individual's perspective, asking questions to understand why the mistake happened, and offering guidance rather than reprimand. They work with the team member to develop strategies for improvement, offering mentorship and support to help them avoid future mistakes. Impact. This compassionate response not only helps the individual learn and grow, but also creates a supportive environment where mistakes are seen as opportunities for development. Team members feel safe to take responsibility for their actions and are more likely to strive for improvement, knowing they are supported by leadership. This approach fosters a culture of continuous learning and accountability, leading to long-term growth and resilience within the team. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the administrator evolves from a rule-driven leader to a compassionate manager who balances order with empathy. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, supporting team members with flexibility, or ensuring that systems prioritize people, leads to more engaged and motivated teams, stronger relationships, and a culture where efficiency and human care coexist. This approach allows the administrator to maintain structure while fostering a more compassionate and connected work environment. Kindness embodiment for the reformer leader. 8. The reformer, INFJ, Enneagram 1, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The reformer has high ideals and often strives for perfection, which can lead to self-criticism when they fall short of their own expectations. Normally, they may be harsh on themselves for not living up to their standards. By practicing self-kindness, the reformer learns to be gentler with themselves, acknowledging that striving for improvement is more important than achieving perfection. They embrace their journey toward growth, rather than fixating on flaws or mistakes. Impact. This self-compassion allows the reformer to maintain their sense of purpose without becoming overwhelmed by self-judgment. It encourages a healthier mindset, reducing stress and anxiety. By being kind to themselves, the reformer can sustain their efforts toward positive change with greater resilience and energy, modeling self-compassion for others as well. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The reformer is committed to creating change and often holds others to high standards of integrity and responsibility. Normally, they may feel frustrated when people do not meet these standards. By embodying kindness, the reformer practices empathy and patience, recognizing that not everyone moves at the same pace. For example, when working with a team member who struggles to align with the reformer's vision, they offer guidance and support, helping them grow rather than expressing disappointment or frustration. Impact. This compassionate approach fosters a culture of development and encouragement. By supporting others in their growth, the reformer builds stronger relationships and inspires loyalty. Team members feel motivated to improve and contribute to the shared vision, knowing that their leader believes in their potential. This creates a collaborative and nurturing environment, radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The reformer is passionate about improving systems and advocating for justice. Normally, they might focus solely on the big picture, pushing for systemic changes without always considering how those changes affect individuals. By embodying kindness, the reformer ensures that their efforts for societal improvement also consider the well-being of the people involved. For instance, when advocating for policy changes, they take the time to engage with affected communities, listening to their concerns and incorporating their needs into the reforms. Impact. This kind-hearted approach ensures that reforms are not only just, but also compassionate. By including the voices of those impacted by change, the reformer creates solutions that are more equitable and sustainable. This increases buy-in from the community and ensures that the changes are beneficial on both a systemic and personal level, leading to more harmonious societal improvements. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The reformer often has a clear vision of how things should be and may focus on driving change efficiently. Normally, they might push forward with their agenda without fully engaging others in the process. By embodying kindness, the reformer makes an effort to engage deeply with team members, listening to their perspectives and understanding their concerns. They foster dialogue and ensure that others feel included in the decision-making process, even if their views differ from the reformer's ideals. Impact. This deeper engagement fosters a sense of collaboration and shared purpose. When people feel their voices are heard and valued, they are more likely to support and contribute to the reformer's vision. This approach strengthens relationships and ensures that the changes being pursued are supported by the collective, making the implementation smoother and more effective. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The reformer may face a situation where a team member fails to live up to expectations or makes a mistake that impacts the team's goals. Normally, they might respond by focusing on correcting the mistake and reinforcing the importance of upholding standards. By acting with love and understanding, the reformer takes a compassionate approach, seeking to understand the reasons behind the mistake and offering mentorship or support. They help the individual learn from the experience and provide guidance on how to improve, rather than simply focusing on the error. Impact. This compassionate response not only helps the individual grow, but also fosters a culture of continuous improvement. Team members feel supported in their personal development, knowing that they are not judged solely on their mistakes, but are given the opportunity to learn and succeed. This approach strengthens the team's cohesion and commitment to the shared vision, as everyone feels valued and empowered to contribute. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the reformer evolves from a perfectionist who demands high standards into a compassionate leader who balances their ideals with empathy and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-compassion, supporting others in their growth, or considering the human impact of their reforms, creates a more inclusive and supportive environment. This approach allows the reformer to achieve meaningful change while fostering a sense of connection and care within their team and community. Kindness embodiment for the arbitrator leader. 9. The arbitrator, ISFJ, Enneagram 9. Principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The arbitrator is naturally empathetic and focused on keeping peace in their environment, often putting others' needs above their own. Normally, they may neglect their own well-being in favor of maintaining harmony for others. By practicing self-kindness, the arbitrator learns to take care of their own emotional and physical needs without feeling guilty. This might include setting boundaries or taking time for themselves to recharge, even when it means stepping away from a conflict. Impact. This self-compassion allows the arbitrator to maintain inner peace and balance, preventing burnout and emotional exhaustion. By taking care of themselves, they are better equipped to offer support to others. Modeling self-kindness also shows others the importance of self-care and balance, which can foster a healthier, more supportive environment. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The arbitrator is often in a position of resolving conflicts and ensuring that everyone feels heard. Normally, they might focus on finding quick resolutions to maintain peace, sometimes overlooking deeper emotional issues. By embodying kindness, the arbitrator takes the time to listen to all parties involved, offering empathy and understanding without rushing to a solution. For example, during a team conflict, they ensure that each person feels valued and that their feelings are acknowledged, rather than simply mediating the situation to avoid discomfort. Impact. This deeper level of compassion allows for more meaningful resolutions, as people feel genuinely understood and cared for. By creating an environment of empathy, the arbitrator fosters trust and emotional connection among team members. This leads to stronger relationships, better communication, and a more harmonious work environment where people feel safe to express their concerns and emotions. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The arbitrator often works behind the scenes to maintain harmony within groups and communities. Normally, they might focus on resolving issues quietly without drawing attention to the process. By embodying kindness, the arbitrator makes efforts to extend their peacemaking skills to the broader community by promoting understanding and compassion on a larger scale. For instance, they could initiate community-building activities that encourage empathy and connection between different groups, ensuring that everyone feels included and respected. Impact. This approach helps create a culture of kindness and empathy within the community, where differences are celebrated and conflicts are resolved peacefully. By radiating kindness beyond individual relationships, the arbitrator helps foster a collective sense of unity and understanding, making the community a more welcoming and supportive space for everyone. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The arbitrator often focuses on maintaining peace and might avoid deeper engagement to prevent conflicts from surfacing. Normally, they might prioritize keeping the status quo over addressing underlying issues. By embodying kindness, the arbitrator proactively engages with individuals to understand their concerns and emotions, fostering deeper connections. For example, rather than simply ensuring people get along, they encourage open conversations about feelings and challenges, building trust and connection. Impact. This deeper level of engagement leads to stronger bonds and a more resilient team or community. People feel truly connected and supported, knowing that they can express their emotions without fear of conflict. This proactive approach helps prevent future issues from arising, as people feel more comfortable addressing problems early on. It also enhances collaboration and mutual understanding, as individuals feel more connected to one another. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The arbitrator may encounter situations where individuals are deeply hurt or upset, even after a resolution has been reached. Normally, they might assume that the conflict has been resolved and move on. By acting with love and understanding, the arbitrator follows up with those involved, offering continued support and ensuring that emotional wounds are healed. For example, after a tense meeting, they might check in with individuals privately to offer comfort and understanding, acknowledging that emotions can linger after conflicts. Impact. This compassionate follow-up shows genuine care and commitment to the well-being of others. It fosters emotional healing and strengthens relationships, as people feel truly cared for beyond the immediate resolution of issues. This approach deepens trust and loyalty, as individuals know that the arbitrator is invested in their emotional welfare. It also creates a culture of continued support and empathy, where people feel safe and valued. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the arbitrator transforms from a peacekeeper focused on maintaining harmony into a compassionate leader who fosters deep connection and emotional healing. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, offering empathy in conflict resolution, or building community, creates a more supportive and trusting environment. This approach allows the arbitrator to not only resolve conflicts, but also nurture relationships, leading to a stronger, more connected team or community where everyone feels valued and understood. Kindness embodiment for the diplomat leader. 10. Principle: compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness, practical display. The diplomat is naturally empathetic, often focusing on the needs of others before their own. Normally, they might sacrifice their own well-being to ensure everyone around them is supported and cared for. By practicing self-kindness, the diplomat learns to balance their care for others with care for themselves. This could mean setting boundaries or allowing time to recharge after emotionally draining situations, ensuring they don't neglect their own needs in their quest to help others. Impact. By practicing self-kindness, the diplomat ensures they have the energy and emotional resilience to continue supporting others without burning out. This also sets a positive example for others, showing that self-care is not selfish, but necessary for sustained well-being and leadership. It encourages others to follow suit, creating a more balanced and emotionally healthy environment. 2. Extending compassion to others, practical display. The diplomat thrives on building connections and fostering relationships, but they may sometimes feel frustrated when others don't reciprocate their efforts. Normally, they might continue to pour energy into relationships, hoping for change. By embodying kindness, the diplomat recognizes that everyone has different emotional capacities and needs. Instead of feeling disappointed, they practice empathy and understanding, adjusting their expectations and providing support based on the other person's needs, not their own expectations. Impact. This compassionate approach fosters more authentic and meaningful relationships. People feel supported for who they are, rather than feeling pressured to meet expectations. By focusing on others' needs, the diplomat creates deeper trust and encourages more open, reciprocal connections. This approach leads to stronger bonds and a more harmonious environment where everyone feels valued and understood. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society, practical display. The diplomat is often involved in community-building activities and may focus on creating large-scale initiatives to promote connection and cooperation. Normally, they might push for broad, sweeping changes without fully considering how individuals may be affected on a personal level. By embodying kindness, the diplomat takes time to consider the impact of their initiatives on individuals. For example, when promoting a community-building event, they ensure that everyone, especially those who may feel marginalized or left out, has a role and feels included. Impact. This kind-hearted approach ensures that no one is overlooked, and that community efforts are inclusive and empowering. By taking the time to consider each person's role, the diplomat creates a more connected and cohesive community, where everyone feels like they belong. This radiates kindness throughout the community, fostering a spirit of inclusion, mutual respect, and empathy, making the community stronger and more unified. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. In their quest to build strong relationships, the diplomat may normally take on the emotional labor of resolving conflicts or facilitating difficult conversations. By embodying kindness, the diplomat encourages others to engage in these processes themselves, offering support without taking full responsibility for the outcome. For example, rather than stepping in to mediate every disagreement, they might guide team members to find their own resolutions, empowering them to handle conflict constructively. Impact. This shift leads to greater empowerment and independence within the team. Individuals learn to manage their own relationships and conflicts, building stronger interpersonal skills. By encouraging this kind of engagement, the diplomat fosters a more collaborative environment where everyone plays a role in maintaining harmony, rather than relying on one person to keep the peace. This deepens trust and connection within the group. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The diplomat may find themselves in situations where someone is resistant to their efforts to connect or build relationships. Normally, they might feel hurt or push harder to win the person over. By acting with love and understanding, the diplomat accepts that not everyone is ready for connection in the same way. Instead of pushing, they offer unconditional support, showing that they are available when needed, but respecting the other person's boundaries. For example, if a team member is reluctant to participate in team-building activities, the diplomat might offer space while still extending an open invitation to engage in the future. Impact. This compassionate response creates an atmosphere of trust and safety. By respecting boundaries and showing patience, the diplomat builds relationships based on mutual understanding rather than pressure. This leads to deeper, more authentic connections, as individuals feel valued for who they are, rather than feeling obligated to meet someone else's expectations. It fosters a culture where people feel free to engage at their own pace, knowing they are supported. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the diplomat evolves from a relationship-driven leader to one who balances connection with compassion and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, adjusting expectations in relationships, or fostering inclusive communities, creates a more supportive, empowering environment. This approach allows the diplomat to build strong, lasting connections while encouraging others to engage authentically and independently, resulting in a more harmonious and connected team or community. Kindness embodiment for the Maverick leader. The Maverick, ENTP, Enneagram 5, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The Maverick thrives on intellectual independence and unconventional thinking, often working alone to explore new ideas. Normally, they might be critical of themselves if their ideas don't immediately succeed, or if they struggle to communicate their vision to others. By practicing self-kindness, the Maverick learns to accept that not every idea will be understood or appreciated right away, and that failure is part of the creative process. They give themselves the space to experiment and learn without self-judgment. Impact. By embracing self-kindness, the Maverick is able to maintain their innovative spirit without the weight of self-criticism. This allows them to continue exploring new ideas with confidence, knowing that setbacks are an essential part of growth. It also encourages a more relaxed and open approach to problem-solving, leading to better creative outcomes. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The Maverick often values independence and may expect the same from others. Normally, they might become impatient when people don't immediately grasp their ideas, or when others need more guidance. By embodying kindness, the Maverick extends understanding to those who approach things differently. For example, when a team member struggles to follow their unconventional approach, the Maverick offers patient explanations, taking the time to bridge the gap in understanding rather than becoming frustrated. Impact. This compassionate approach helps the Maverick build stronger relationships and ensures that their innovative ideas are better received. By showing patience and understanding, they foster a more collaborative environment where team members feel supported in their learning and growth. This leads to better teamwork and ensures that their ideas can be implemented more effectively as everyone feels included and valued. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The Maverick often challenges societal norms and introduces unconventional ideas. Normally, they might focus on pushing forward with their vision, without fully considering how their approach might affect others. By embodying kindness, the maverick takes the time to consider the human impact of their innovations. For instance, when introducing a new, disruptive idea, they engage with the community to explain their vision, listen to concerns, and offer solutions that address the emotional and practical needs of those affected. Impact. This approach ensures that the maverick's innovations not only drive progress, but also foster goodwill and understanding. By considering the emotional and social impact of their ideas, the maverick creates change that benefits the community as a whole. This builds trust and reduces resistance to their unconventional methods, allowing for smoother transitions and greater acceptance of new ideas. Hanner 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The maverick often prefers working independently and might overlook the importance of deeper engagement with others. Normally, they might push forward with their projects without seeking input or feedback from the team. By embodying kindness, the maverick makes a conscious effort to involve others in the creative process, asking for their opinions and encouraging collaboration. For example, they could invite team members to brainstorm solutions or contribute to the development of a new project. Impact. This deeper engagement fosters a more inclusive and collaborative environment. By involving others in their creative process, the maverick strengthens relationships and encourages diverse perspectives, which can lead to more innovative and well-rounded solutions. It also helps team members feel more invested in the project, increasing their motivation and commitment to its success. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The maverick may encounter resistance or skepticism when presenting new, unconventional ideas. Normally, they might respond by defending their position or pushing harder to convince others. By acting with love and understanding, the maverick takes a step back to consider the concerns of others and responds with empathy. For instance, if a colleague is hesitant about a new approach, the maverick might take the time to explain their reasoning and address the colleague's fears, offering reassurance and compromise where needed. Impact. This compassionate response fosters trust and openness within the team. By addressing concerns with empathy rather than defensiveness, the maverick builds stronger relationships and ensures that their ideas are met with less resistance. This approach encourages more open dialogue and makes it easier for others to embrace change, leading to more harmonious and successful implementations of their innovative ideas. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the maverick evolves from a fiercely independent thinker to a compassionate leader who balances innovation with empathy and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-compassion, patiently guiding others, or considering the impact of their ideas on the community, creates a more collaborative and supportive environment. This approach allows the maverick to pursue bold, unconventional ideas, while ensuring that their leadership fosters connection, trust, and greater acceptance of new perspectives. Kindness embodiment for the Catalyst leader. The Catalyst, ENFP, Enneagram 7, principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The Catalyst thrives on excitement, new ideas, and initiating change. Normally, they might overextend themselves by pursuing multiple projects at once, becoming overwhelmed or disappointed when they can't keep up with everything. By practicing self-kindness, the Catalyst learns to pace themselves, recognizing that they don't need to say yes to every opportunity. They allow themselves to focus on what truly matters, without feeling guilty for needing rest or stepping back from certain commitments. Impact. This self-kindness prevents burnout and allows the Catalyst to sustain their enthusiasm and creativity over time. By prioritizing self-care, they maintain a balance that enables them to continue driving change without feeling drained. This also sets an example for others, showing that self-compassion is essential for long-term growth and success. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The Catalyst often inspires others with their energy and passion for new ideas, but not everyone can keep up with their fast pace. Normally, they might become frustrated when others seem hesitant to embrace change, or when team members don't share their level of enthusiasm. By embodying kindness, the catalyst practices patience and empathy, acknowledging that everyone adapts to change differently. For instance, they take the time to help a team member who feels overwhelmed by a new project, offering support and encouragement rather than pushing for immediate results. Impact. This compassionate approach fosters a more supportive and inclusive environment, where everyone feels comfortable contributing at their own pace. By showing empathy and patience, the catalyst encourages growth in others without causing stress or frustration. This leads to stronger teamwork, as individuals feel valued and empowered to engage with new ideas in their own way. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society, practical display. The catalyst is often at the forefront of initiating change, whether in their workplace or community. Normally, they might focus on driving forward new initiatives, sometimes overlooking the concerns of those who are resistant to change. By embodying kindness, the catalyst takes the time to listen to the fears and hesitations of those who may feel left behind by change. For example, when introducing a new program in the community, they engage with residents, ensuring that their voices are heard and their concerns addressed. Impact. This approach ensures that change is implemented with compassion and understanding. By engaging with the community and addressing concerns, the catalyst creates a smoother transition and builds trust. This radiates kindness throughout the community, encouraging others to be more open to new ideas and fostering a spirit of collaboration and shared growth. Chapter 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The catalyst may often focus on the big picture, excited by the potential for change and innovation. Normally, they might push forward with their vision without fully engaging others in the details of the plan. By embodying kindness, the catalyst takes the time to connect with team members on a deeper level, ensuring that everyone understands and feels connected to the vision. For example, they hold collaborative brainstorming sessions, where team members can share their thoughts and contribute to shaping the project, rather than simply following the catalyst's lead. Impact. This expanded engagement fosters a more collaborative and inclusive atmosphere, where everyone feels invested in the project's success. By creating space for others to contribute, the catalyst builds stronger relationships and ensures that the project benefits from diverse perspectives. This leads to more innovative and well-rounded solutions, as team members feel empowered to contribute their unique insights. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The catalyst often encounters resistance or skepticism when introducing new ideas or changes. Normally, they might respond by trying to convince others through enthusiasm and logic. By acting with love and understanding, the catalyst steps back and recognizes that resistance often stems from fear or uncertainty. Instead of pushing harder, they take the time to listen to the underlying concerns and offer reassurance. For example, they might have a one-on-one conversation with a colleague who is resistant to change, offering empathy and addressing their specific worries with compassion. Impact. This compassionate response fosters trust and openness within the team or community. By addressing concerns with empathy rather than trying to push through resistance, the catalyst builds stronger, more supportive relationships. This approach encourages others to engage with change more openly, leading to smoother transitions and a greater sense of collaboration. It creates a culture where innovation and change are embraced in a caring and supportive way. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the catalyst evolves from a high-energy change agent into a compassionate leader who balances enthusiasm with empathy and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-compassion, offering patience to others, or considering the impact of change on the community, creates a more supportive and collaborative environment. This approach allows the catalyst to pursue innovation and transformation while ensuring that everyone feels valued, heard, and supported in the process, resulting in more harmonious and effective change. Kindness embodiment for the creator-leader. 13. The Creator, INFP Enneagram 4, Principle of Kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The creator is deeply introspective and often sets high expectations for the expression of their inner world. Normally, they might feel frustrated or self-critical if their creative work doesn't fully convey their emotions, or if it's not received as they had hoped. By practicing self-kindness, the creator learns to embrace the creative process without attaching their self-worth to the outcome. They acknowledge that not every creation will perfectly reflect their vision, and that the act of creating itself is valuable, regardless of external validation. Impact. This self-compassion allows the creator to continue producing meaningful work without the burden of perfectionism. By accepting the natural ebb and flow of creativity, they remain open to inspiration and are less likely to experience burnout or creative block. This mindset fosters a healthier relationship with their work and encourages sustained artistic expression. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The creator often feels deeply connected to their work, which can make them sensitive to criticism or differing opinions. Normally, they might distance themselves from others who don't understand or appreciate their perspective. By embodying kindness, the creator extends empathy to others, recognizing that everyone has their own unique viewpoint. For example, when receiving feedback on a creative project, they listen openly and thoughtfully, appreciating the diverse perspectives others bring, even if they differ from their own. Impact. This compassionate approach fosters deeper relationships and encourages collaboration. By valuing others' input, the creator builds an environment where creative ideas are shared freely, leading to more well-rounded and impactful outcomes. This openness to diverse perspectives also strengthens their work, as it incorporates broader insights and encourages personal growth through feedback. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The creator often seeks to express personal truths through their art, sometimes focusing on their individual journey without fully considering how it affects others. By embodying kindness, the creator channels their work toward benefiting the larger community, ensuring that their creations are not only personally meaningful, but also socially impactful. For example, when producing a piece of artwork or writing, they consider how it might inspire or uplift others, contributing to a greater sense of connection and empathy within society. Impact. This shift toward outward kindness creates work that resonates more deeply with a broader audience. By considering the impact of their creations on the community, the creator uses their art to build empathy, foster understanding, and bring people together. This radiates kindness beyond their personal experience, helping others see the world through a lens of compassion and connection. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The creator may often focus on their inner world, finding comfort in solitude and personal reflection. Normally, they might be hesitant to fully engage with others, especially when it comes to sharing their creative process. By embodying kindness, the creator makes a conscious effort to connect with others, sharing their thoughts and ideas more openly. For example, they could join collaborative projects, engage in discussions about their creative journey, or invite others to participate in the creation process, encouraging connection through shared creativity. Impact. This expanded engagement fosters a stronger sense of community and collaboration. By opening up their creative process to others, the creator builds deeper connections and inspires those around them to engage in creative expression. This approach also leads to greater creative breakthroughs, as collaboration sparks new ideas and fosters an environment where artistic expression thrives collectively. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The creator may encounter situations where their deeply personal work is misunderstood or criticized. Normally, they might respond by withdrawing or becoming defensive, protecting their emotional investment in the work. By acting with love and understanding, the creator accepts that not everyone will interpret their work in the same way. Instead of taking criticism personally, they respond with empathy, understanding that others' reactions are shaped by their own experiences. For example, they might engage in a thoughtful conversation with someone who critiques their work, listening to their perspective and responding with kindness. Impact. This compassionate response builds stronger, more open relationships with those who engage with their work. By accepting criticism with love and understanding, the creator fosters an environment where dialogue and growth are encouraged. This approach not only deepens their personal connections but also enhances their own creative growth as they remain open to learning and evolving through interaction with others. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the creator transforms from an introspective artist focused on personal expression into a compassionate leader who uses creativity to foster connection, empathy, and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-compassion, embracing feedback, or creating work that benefits the community, creates a more supportive and collaborative environment. This approach allows the creator to use their artistic talents to inspire others, build deeper relationships, and contribute positively to society, making their work more meaningful and impactful. Kindness embodiment for the pragmatist leader. 14. The pragmatist, ESTP, an principle of kindness, outward expression of heart-centered living, rooted in compassion, empathy, and understanding. 1. Cultivating self-kindness. Practical display. The pragmatist is action-oriented, focused on practical outcomes and results. Normally, they may push themselves hard to achieve goals, often dismissing their own need for rest or reflection. By practicing self-kindness, the pragmatist recognizes that taking breaks and acknowledging their limits is crucial for long-term success. They allow themselves time to recharge without feeling guilty, understanding that self-care is not a sign of weakness, but a key component of sustained productivity. Impact. This self-compassion helps the pragmatist maintain energy and focus, avoiding burnout. By pacing themselves and prioritizing self-care, they enhance their performance and model healthy work habits for their team. This also allows them to stay sharp and effective in their decision-making, contributing to better outcomes in the long run. 2. Extending compassion to others. Practical display. The pragmatist tends to value efficiency and may become frustrated when others don't keep up with their fast pace. Normally, they might push team members to work harder or faster to meet deadlines. By embodying kindness, the pragmatist offers support and understanding when others struggle, recognizing that everyone works at their own pace. For example, when a team member falls behind, instead of becoming impatient, they offer help, perhaps by delegating tasks or providing guidance, ensuring the person feels supported. Impact. This compassionate approach fosters a stronger, more motivated team. By showing patience and offering practical assistance, the pragmatist creates an environment where people feel valued and supported rather than pressured. This leads to higher morale, better collaboration, and ultimately greater productivity, as team members feel more confident and capable of meeting expectations. 3. Radiating kindness into community and society. Practical display. The pragmatist often focuses on tangible results and may overlook the broader impact of their decisions on the community. Normally, they might prioritize efficiency and outcomes without considering how their actions affect others on a deeper level. By embodying kindness, the pragmatist takes the time to understand how their choices affect the people around them. For example, when making decisions that impact a community, they could involve stakeholders in the process, ensuring that their voices are heard and their concerns addressed. Impact. This approach leads to more inclusive and thoughtful decision-making, ensuring that the pragmatist's actions benefit not only the bottom line, but also the people affected by those decisions. By considering the broader impact, they build stronger relationships within the community, fostering trust and respect. This creates a more harmonious and supportive environment where people feel that their needs are taken into account. 4. Expanding engagement and connection. Practical display. The pragmatist is often focused on getting things done efficiently and may overlook the importance of engaging deeply with others. Normally, they might push forward with tasks without involving the team in meaningful discussions or checking in on their well-being. By embodying kindness, the pragmatist takes time to connect with their team on a more personal level. For example, they could hold regular check-ins to understand how team members are feeling, both professionally and personally, offering support where needed. Impact. This deeper engagement builds trust and strengthens relationships within the team. When team members feel that their well-being is valued, they are more likely to feel connected and engaged in their work. This leads to improved collaboration and communication, as people are more willing to share ideas and contribute to the success of the team, knowing they are part of a caring and supportive environment. 5. Acting with love and understanding. Practical display. The pragmatist may face situations where their decisive, results-driven approach is met with resistance or emotional concerns from others. Normally, they might push harder to get things done, focusing on the practical aspects of the task. By acting with love and understanding, the pragmatist takes a step back to listen to the emotional concerns of others. For example, if a team member is resistant to a decision, they take the time to understand the emotional reasons behind the resistance, offering reassurance and making adjustments where necessary to accommodate both the task and the person's feelings. Impact. This compassionate response strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of security and trust within the team. By addressing concerns with empathy rather than focusing solely on the task, the pragmatist creates a more harmonious and supportive environment. This approach leads to better collaboration and higher morale as team members feel that their emotional well-being is valued alongside productivity, resulting in more sustainable success. Profound difference. By embodying kindness, the pragmatist transitions from a results-driven leader to one who balances efficiency with compassion and understanding. Each act of kindness, whether it's practicing self-care, offering support to team members, or considering the broader impact of their decisions, creates a more inclusive and supportive environment. This approach allows the pragmatists to achieve their goals while fostering strong, trusting relationships and ensuring that both tasks and people are prioritized, leading to greater success for everyone involved.